Today, we are going to be sharing some information about the eye, which is the organ of the sense of sight. The eyes are the receiving organs of the sight, and the eye is an organ that receives light and visual images. Those are the stimuli that the eye receives. The purpose of it is that the sight is a sense that allows us to perceive the form, the distance, the position, the size, and color of all the objects and beings that surround us. That means that thanks to the sight and its organ, the eye, we can see the environment where we live in. We have several parts of the eye. We can have outer parts where you can see them just at looking are you at the mirror or checking in somebody else's face. And they're very easy to see. And we have other side parts that are inside our eye socket, which is inside our skull also. Okay, some of the parts are the eyelid, the pupil, the sclera, and the iris, which we will also be mentioned when we are checking it out in the inside, because they are also part, it's a extended part through. So the outer part, we have the brow ridge, which holds our eyebrows. There are two because we have a pair of eyes. We have the lids or eyelids, which we have the top lid and the bottom lid. The top lid is immediately located after the brow ridge or the eyebrow, and the bottom lid is on top of your cheeks. We have also tear ducts where the tears come from. And we have, of course, parts of the eye socket, which is the sclera. It's the white part that you see in your eyes, the iris, which is the color part, and we also have the pupil. There's a cornea, which is a clear lens, and you cannot see it. So we have another parts of the eye, which are the basics inside. This is what happens inside the eye. So we have the aqueous humor, which is surrounded by the cornea, and the conjunctiva, which is the sclera itself. We have the pupil, which is an opening that lets the light in, and we have the iris that it's, as we said, the color part of the iris. We have the ciliary body, which is the ones that holds the iris in place and holds the pupil, and it lets it open or not. We have blood vessels, of course, and there's the retina, which is the place where the light ends up as you can check the vision. And then we have the optic nerve, which is the one that is led to the brain. And it translates everything into images. So the cornea is also part of this layer, which is called the choroid, where it contains the blood vessels that supply the retina with the nutrients. And the retina is the most important part of our eyes. It is um, divided into two varieties of sensitive cells. Ones are called the rods, which are used for monochrome vision. That means only one color, and poor light when there's not much light. While the cones are used for many colors and detection of fine detail. So when light strikes the rods or the retina through the pupil, it's converted into an electric signal, which is the one that is sent to the brain through the optic nerve, and there it gets translated into images. And that's what you see. So how do you see? You see, you get the vision of an image of any item, then it goes through the cornea into the pupil, and there goes into a lens that focuses it to the retina, and it goes upside down. The retina translated, the rods and the cones translates the shapes and the colors into signals, electric signals, which are taken through the optic nerve to the brain, which creates the image, turning it up again, just the right way you saw it. So, how do we take care of this? You need to give your eyes a rest. Okay, do not spend so much time using a computer or a video game of any kind or phones. So, if you need to do it while you're working on your homework or classes, you should look away every 20 minutes for 20 feet for 20 seconds. So that's the rule of the 20. 20 minutes, you have to take your vision away from the device and try to focus your eyes you're into 20 feet away for 20 seconds. You can count it 1, 2, 3 until 20. That's enough. You will come back and you will be a little bit rested. As soon as you finish your classes, take a rest as possible. And if you're playing video games, you need to take a rest at least 20 minutes, every 20 minutes. So if you need to you do something that may injure your eyes, you need to wear eye protection. As well, you also need to wear sunglasses. Okay, too much light will damage your eyes and it will cause vision problems, not at the moment, but later in life. So you need to read with the right light. Okay, don't force your eyes. Do not rub them ever. Do not rub them at all, but much less with dirty hands. So there must be some eye problems if you don't follow those caring tips. But even if you do, you may have some other problems. The most common problems is when you're not able to see properly. There's something that people call 20/20 eyes. That means that you have a vision which is like perfect vision. But there's some of us which are not so blessed and we do not have perfect vision. There are three kinds of um, problems with the vision. We have the myopia, which is that people are nearsighted. They just see well objects close to us, but the objects that are far away cannot be looked at properly. As well, we have hyperopia or far-sighted people, which they it's the opposite to myopia. The people can see well objects far away, but the objects that are close to us, it's not able to focus them properly. And we also have something called astigmatism, which is a problem in the curving of the cornea, and it reflects the light different, and that's why we cannot focus properly. And we have something that it's age related. It's not actually like a problem that you are born with. It's something that you grow into because remember what I we said the other day, the eyes has muscles and the muscles start wearing away through age. So we have it's that is called presbyopia, and that means that the people cannot see objects very well when they are close, especially to reading. That's why the people, even though you don't have a problem with your vision, once you get older, you need to take some glasses just to read. Most people will develop presbyopia in their 40s or 50s. It depends. And there's also another disease which can cause blindness, and they include cataracts, that it's the lens that we saw that we have inside may cloud. It's like it happens to something because of the moist. And it we also have some age related uh, degeneration of the macula, which is the central retina. And you can have glaucoma, which is a damage to the optic nerve. And also, you can just get conjunctivitis, and that is pink eye, also called. It's an infection and it's very contagious. And also, the sty, you can see there in the bump that this person have on the eyelids. It may come in the top lid or in the bottom lid, and very it's like a bacteria that get in your hair follicle or the eyelashes, and then it gets like infected and a bump appears because it's an inflammation, and it's quite hurting. So if any of these happen, you need to go to a medical attendant. So the idea is, who knows how it's called, doctor? That it treats problems in your eyes? Yes, I'm sure you got it right. It's called ophthalmologist. And we have ophthalmologist, which is a doctor who diagnoses and treats the diseases and also performs surgery and prescribes the eyeglasses to correct the vision problems. And there's another person which also treats ourselves with the eyes, that it's the optometrist, which is the person that takes the exams and tests for prescribing and dispensing corrective lenses. You usually find them in the places where they sell glasses. So let's check for some interesting facts. Your eyes are about and weigh about 0.25 ounce, and they are about 1 inch, which is the size of a ping pong ball. That's a lot. Who would thought that the eye, it's so big, and it's a spherical. That means that it has a round shape. The eye, the human eye, can see approximately 10 million different colors. Ooh, that's a lot. And our eyes remain the same size throughout our life. Okay, there are other organs like the nose and the ears which never stop growing, but not the eyes. Did you know that the average blink is when your eyes get closed, and it's made to clear it out and take away anything that it's there, okay, to maintain it moist. And the average blink takes 1/3 of a second. Most of us we don't even figure it out when we're blinking. The human eye blinks an average of 4,200,000 times a year. People who are nearsighted can see the scenes far away, and the people who are farsighted can see things close up. And this happens because the eyeball is too long or it's too flattened. It happens like a ping pong. When you're playing with it and something happens to it, it won't bounce the same. So that means that it stops working properly. More people have brown eyes than blue, so you probably must have the same color eyes as one of your parents, okay, because that's hereditary. But blue eyed people are more tolerant to alcohol but less tolerant to the sun. The most active muscle in your body is you have it in your eyes. So it works a lot. If the human eye were a digital camera, it would have 576 megapixels. Ooh, that's more than any of the phones that I've seen lately. Your eyes can get sunburned, so that's why you have to you wear sunglasses. protection is primary. Tears can clean and protect our eyes. They have an ingredient that kills the bacteria. Awesome. So that's all, folks. See you next class.